Because leadership in its essence is about expanding people. Because at the end of the day, a business does not fail. It is leaders who fail. To me, the first attribute of leadership or of a leader, any good leader, is clarity. Is to be very clear what you want to accomplish. What is your destination? What is your vision? What is your mission? Where do you want to be? Right? Because we are talking in a business context, if you take Walt Disney, it is about making it the happiest place on earth, Disney. People laugh. You're not a psychiatrist. I mean, how can a business be the happiest place on earth, right? Think about it. But if you're very, very clear, you can head towards it. Clarity is power, right? The second one is courage. Courage is the foundation, in my opinion. There are many, many attributes of leadership, but courage is the foundation on which all attributes are built. Courage is a very, very important attribute. Any great thing that was accomplished needed courage, right? The other attribute of leadership is integrity. You know what? You can get a lot of things right, but if you miss the boat on integrity, everything will fall apart. There's this guy called Adam Newman, who's the CEO of WeWork. He was fired. He projected WeWork as a technology company. There's a lot of colorful things said about him, but let me just put it diplomatically. He was a fraud. He created this company which was valued at $47 billion just before its IPO. And he was getting WeWork to buy a lot of properties which were actually owned by him. He had his wife in the company, he had his brother-in-law in the company, his friends in the company, and ultimately the whole company fell apart. So integrity is a huge and important attribute of leadership. Adaptability. If you're a great leader, leadership is not possible if you're not adaptable and you're not resilient, because you got to change with the times. There are more qualities of and attributes of leadership. Agility is a very, very important one. Empowerment of people is a very, very important one, because leadership in its essence is about expanding people. Because at the end of the day, a business does not fail. It is leaders who fail.